All right. Well, thank you
Can I
guys.
ask a question?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
What is your outlook and what are you excited about in the next 12 months?
Oh, that's a big loaded question. I could be here for the entire 90-minute workshop and tell you about that. So I'm going to keep it short and I'm going to say were you here on the last workshop, actually? That's the big question.
No.
Okay. So Christmas, there we go. We're all excited about Christmas. Um, Kunal's laughing because he knows he's excited about Halloween first and then it'll be Christmas. So that's a great question. It's a big question, but we covered some of this at the last workshop, right? So there's going to be big changes coming to heyLevi. So we are at the moment going through a big rebrand. Okay, some of you have heard about this new brand. We are rebranding ourselves to something called Brandify, which is AI at the end versus Y. So just keep that in mind until we get the Y domain. Don't be confused. But it's pronounced Brandify. We are super excited about getting that out. Now, why are we so excited about a rebrand? Because it's coming with more than just a rebrand. It's coming with a brand new app. This is something that we gave you guys a sneak peek to at the last workshop. If there's time on this workshop, more than happy to jump into where we're at with that, how close we are, and what some questions around that if you guys have questions, because I know a lot of you jumped on calls with me after the workshop. And we've had some great conversations about pricing, to how it's going to work with GHL. Is it going to be white label? How it's going to work with your sub accounts? Lots of questions that we are still kind of navigating at the moment. But of course, with every conversation that we get to have with you guys one-on-one, there's more clarity about how you want this to work. And then we go and see how to make it work like that for you. So happy to answer any questions at the end of this. The next workshop we have next month in early September. Right now it is slated for September 4th, but we aren't gonna, Maha, I hope that's not actually on the calendar because we are still trying to meet that goal. It may, push by another week or so, but right now we are aiming for a September 4th workshop and release with you guys. What are we talking about? What is this new app? Since you weren't here last time, we talked about the new app being for personal branding. So there's one big misconception when it comes to branding in the market. There's business branding and there's personal branding, right? And I see a lot of conversations around, well, if we build a personal brand, is our business ever going to be exitable? And the short answer to that is what you really need is both, right? And today's day and age with this world of AI, I can tell you that it's super important. It's actually never been as important as it is today to have both. The reason you want to have a personal brand, and this is not new, this has been since Steve Jobs' time, you want to have a personal brand because if you do exit your company, whether you plan to or not, or whether it happens now or much later, years from now, decades from now, whenever you exit your company, if and when you do, you don't want to have to start from scratch, right? You don't want to suddenly become a nobody. Like if you guys have been following a little bit of I haven't really been following the story, but I'm aware of some guy who came out of the woods and basically said, I'm the one who created Tesla and sold it to Elon Musk. And so I should have the credit for it. Well, nobody knows who he is. And even though he's made some really public statements, nobody really cares because Elon Musk is the one with the personal brand, not him. So if you create something really cool and you sell it, nobody's going to care about you anymore, right? And if you do decide to create something cool again, you're going to have to start from scratch, reinvent yourself because nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows that you have any credibility. And so you're starting from literally ground zero.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you're saying that is as equal, if not more important, than to have your personal brand also developed, and that's your new platform's direction to actually assist with that?
Exactly, exactly. Um, so we're still going to have what heyLevi is today. We're going to have that rebranded to Brandify. That's going to be Brandify Business. It is eventually going to have some of the content agents that we're going to first release with Brandify Personal. But yes, that's exactly what it is. So Brandify Personal or Brandify, which is the first Brandify app that's going to come out, is going to be for your personal brand. It's very different from heyLevi right now. only because it doesn't require you to keep going in, keep, telling it like, hey, I need social media content today. Okay, I need a blog post today. I need to repurpose this content today. You'll be able to do that whenever you want to or need to, but the beauty of this app is that it's going to be a team of agents working for you 24/7. What that means is for those of you here, and I know I can see some of your faces. Actually, for those of you that have your cameras off, I would love to see your faces because it's more fun for me to not talk to a bunch of thumbnails. A lot more exciting for me, especially when I have to do it for 90 minutes. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate you. And yeah, so to those of you that just turned on your camera, thank you. Appreciate you all. Jonathan, Jeff, Dominic. I always love seeing you. You know that. Rob, good to see you all. Damon, thank you all for being here. And thank you for having your cameras on. Mark, Wally, good to see you all. Eric. And Bliss, is that your name, Bliss? You're muted, so I can't tell if you're saying yes, but.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't like a business name. It's a very cool name.
Thank you. So part of the personal brand.
Perfect. I love it. It's a great, great actually name to have for a personal brand. Very memorable. Yeah, Nathan, I thought you were talking just to the AI note takers. It can feel like that when there's so many note takers in the room and everyone has their cameras off. It can really feel like I just spent 90 minutes talking to note takers. Good to see you, Bridget. Okay, all right. For those of you that can turn on your cameras, it's always good to see you. If you can't right now, you can in the next 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I'd love to see your face whenever you can. And for those of you that are just tuning in and also multitasking, my suggestion would be not to, because you're going to miss a lot that goes on in this call. Hopefully you can be present with us. We are going to be really good today, I hope. Tech gods willing, to keep you guys on time and not go over our 90 minutes. Okay, with that, does that kind of answer like where we're going with this? So really the big vision with this is to first get you guys the new Brandify, which is Brandify Personal, which is a personal branding group of agents. It's going to do all the deep research for you. It's going to keep researching your audience and their search trends and what they're looking for, which events they're going to, what podcasts they're listening to, and then helping you create content that will get you in front of your dream customers, no matter where they're at, right? What they're based on what they're reading or listening to, and the events they're going to, if you want to be on stage. So a lot of different things, and it really comes down to your personal goals with your personal brand. Do you want to be on stage or not? Do you want to do podcast interviews, like be interviewed on other people's podcasts or not? At the very minimum, are you willing to let the agents write content for you that you can then get published on other people's magazines and publications like blog sites and things like that? So it's going to help you do all of that. Right. And it's going to do it in a very live, like agentic way. And what I mean by agentic, because the word agent is being thrown around so much, I can't keep track anymore. A lot of people are calling assistants agents. So if you are using AI to automate something, at least to me, that's an assistant. That's not an agent. An agent is really someone who is doing something for you live, right? And so what we have are deep research agents. They're not just going to be doing whatever you automate them to do. They're going to go and do the research on your audience, like I said, what they're searching for, what kind of content they're consuming, what topics are working with them, and when those trends change. So it's going to keep an eye on that for you. So you don't have to be like, oh, you know what? It's been a month. Let me go see what content I need to write about this month. It's going to tell you that on its own. Will the clients that have been with you for the past 2 years be grandfathered in? So it depends on what plan you're on, right? So it's not going to be included in that plan because right now, heyLevi is a very static app. So what you have access to as part of your subscriptions with heyLevi is access to the app, right? Which means the 350 plus built-in prompts that go into the backend, all the frameworks, marketing and sales frameworks that are in there, the UI, the white label capability. So what your subscription includes is all of that, right? There's no live agentic feature in heyLevi. And so what that means is there's no ongoing hard costs that are generated by the system itself. Since Brandify is going to have live agents that are constantly doing work for you while you sleep, while you're on vacation, on weekends, it's going to be looking for trends and changes and looking to see what your audience is doing, when those trends change, when those patterns change, and then letting you know how that impacts every part of your branding goals, right? Whether that means you need to write new content for social media, whether you need to write a new article and get it published on HubSpot, and how to do that. Whether there's an event in your area that you should either be attending or applying to speak at, whether there's a new podcast that is suddenly popular with your audience and now it's telling you that you should really be applying to get interviewed on that podcast because it's going to put you in front of more of your own dream customers. So think about it as something that is doing a lot of work for you, even when you're not logged into the app, and it's going to automatically notify you when there's something that's needed from you. Like, hey, I've got this new content. There's this new topic. Your audience is now searching for this. Should we create some social media content to go with this? Should we create a blog post? Things like that. Cool. Yeah, Mark, you've put in a different brand in the chat. I'm not sure if that's a question, if there's what you mean by that, but let me know if there's a question about that. AI Butler, or are you just saying it's like an AI Butler? Because it sounds like a different brand that is kind of doing what we're doing, but not really. Cool. Okay. Yes, pajama party. I'm in my pajamas too. You just can't see it. Okay. So with that, Kunal, are we good on the push? Is the social media scheduler API thing good to go?
Let's start with the other things.
Let's start with the other things. Okay. Thanks, GHL. I love it when you do this to us. Okay, so great. So with that, let me actually pull up what else we have. So we have the document uploading to Brainstorm AI. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up so I don't forget anything. But there we go. Okay, so one thing that a lot of you have been asking for, and again, the releases that we're doing this week and today are all features that you guys have been asking for a long time. So I'm super excited to finally get these out. Also apologetic that it's taken us this long, but hopefully, we've done a great job with it and you're going to love it and you're going to be able to finally offer this stuff to your clients. So let's see, let me pull this up. Let's just dive right into the Brainstorm AI stuff. I feel like that'll be cool. Okay. So let me share my screen here. By the way, on the last workshop, there were a ton of audio issues. I'm assuming you can all hear me, right? I'm not seeing any complaints about hearing me, seeing me.
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Okay, you guys can see my screen? Cool. Okay, so what I'm most excited to share with you today is the social media stuff, but it sounds like that's going to come at the end. So another reason for you guys to stay on at the end. I promise that this was not a marketing ploy to do that to you guys, but let me just make sure I have my chat window here that doesn't want to expand. But yeah, okay. So Brainstorm AI. Now, this is something that you can do in things like ChatGPT and Claude, of course, but this is something that we did not have.
Kitty's saying to zoom in.
Oh, zoom in. Bigger, collapse the side navs. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Here we go. And then, is that good enough or is that better? Awesome glasses. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Zoom it in just a tad.
Okay, let's see. This is the part that I love because on a Mac, it's super easy to zoom into any page. I'm on a PC right now, and sometimes, there we go, that worked. Okay, so sometimes when I zoom in, it actually goes the opposite way. Is that easier or is that too big now? Because it's looking really good on my end.
I know, that's better, yeah.
It's better? Okay, great. Awesome. All right, cool. So I just started a new chat. That's all I did. So I just went to the plus sign, started a new chat, and it looks like I didn't even pull in my product playbook, which I can. So actually, let's do that. Let's just start from scratch. So I'm going to say start a new chat. I want to pull in, I have a bunch of demo products in here, demo offer playbooks. And I'm going to pull in my heyLevi offer playbook. Anyone here not know what playbooks are? Anyone here just joining us for the very first time and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. What is Brainstorm AI? What are playbooks? Pretty sure we only invited our heyLevi users. There's no AI command zoom in for me. That should please. Yeah, I wish, right? I don't know if I was supposed to say that out loud. I should have probably bleep to myself since this is being recorded. Fairly new, me, I know nothing. Okay, yeah, awesome. I didn't even know we had new folks, but I love new folks. So welcome. I'm glad you could join us. Hopefully we will be able to knock your socks off even with all the API issues we are starting out with. So the way heyLevi works, and this is going to be like a quick 2-minute introduction to the app since you're not sure what I'm talking about. So heyLevi is no prompt branding, marketing, and sales app, right? So what it helps you do is create your brand first. So we're all about brand-led growth. Think Apple, right? If you think about what Apple did, they established a really strong brand to the point where every product, everything that they put out on the market aligns with their core brand mission and value, right? Most of us don't buy Apple products because of the features of the newest thing that they just put out. It's usually because of the brand. So, and my daughter there is just complaining about her brother on Alexa, so hopefully you couldn't hear that. Okay. So what we do is help you do something similar to what Apple does at a much larger scale. We help you actually use a lot of the approaches, the brand-led growth approaches that Apple does, but for your small business. And of course, if you're a white label, high-level user, you get to also give this to your clients, which, as far as I'm aware, nobody else is doing. Nobody else has a brand-led growth approach the way we do. And this comes from my background actually working with Apple and having been a part of the Apple iPhone 5 launch back in 2012. Different story for a different day, but that's kind of what we're bringing to you in heyLevi. So the reason we do things differently is because we've seen how larger brands are doing it, how the successful brands are doing it, how the not so successful brands are doing it, and we've put all of that into heyLevi to bring you all of the same tools and frameworks and brand-led growth approaches for small businesses, right? So what that means is the first thing when you sign up for the app for the first time, it's going to take you through 3 core pillars. It's going to help you establish your brand voice, which is your brand personality and writing style. It's going to then help you establish your brand playbook, which is your brand narrative, who your customer avatars are at a brand level, what their customer journey is with you, and what your unique value propositions are, taglines, and of course, other things that go with a brand, which are fonts and colors. But really the meat of that brand playbook is understanding your customer avatar and their journey with you. Then every offer that you come up with, we use multiple tools to help you create offers that sell out, that resonate with your dream clients, and that align with your brand mission, just like Apple does. Apple could put a brick out, not that I'm asking you guys to put a brick out on the market, but they could put a brick out on the market, call it iBrick, and a lot of people would buy it, right? So all that said, we're really equipping you with the tools through these playbooks to create offer playbooks that align with your brand playbook, and then create all of your sales and marketing content and copy and all of that that align with your core brand playbook being at the core of everything. So hopefully that was a good, quick introduction to all of it. Brainstorm AI, what I have up on my screen right now is just our chat feature that's also built in. So all of our content modules, they don't require prompts because we have the prompts built in to the back end of the system. So what you do, and we'll go through this when we look at the social media module, you just plug in a few things into a form. It goes and finds the right prompts for you, and then it creates all the content for you. Brainstorm AI, if you do have prompts, now if you're a white label agency and you have prompts that you want to offer your clients, that's a different way to do that. Send us an email after. Happy to walk you through it. We call it our custom GPTs instead of heyLevi. But if you have some quick prompts or you just want to have a chat kind of like Claude or ChatGPT style, that's what Brainstorm AI is. Okay, so Brainstorm AI Copilot, yeah, you're going to see more of a Copilot feel, Eric, in Brandify, in the personal brand app. This, I wouldn't call it a Copilot because it's not really telling you about the blog post you created in the blog module. Brainstorm AI isn't going to know. It's just a chat back and forth, right? So hopefully that makes sense. When I think of a Copilot, I think of an AI that really understands what you're doing in different parts of a platform. So again, you're going to see more of that in the new Brandify. All right. So with that, one thing that we didn't have in Brainstorm AI before, and what we have now, and if you're sitting here thinking, well, I've been doing this for years now with ChatGPT, yes, you can do that with ChatGPT, but here you have it in one place, and you can actually give your clients your white label version of the app to do it in now, right? So that's the only reason we're excited about it. We have a couple of you in government contract roles and agencies that we already know are super excited to use this. But there's just so many use cases. Our own team member, Maha, She does all of our workshop planning for us, creates our opt-in pages, emails, and sent all the invite emails that got you here today. She uses this, and she's been using the PDF thing where she'll just upload old opt-in pages and emails and say, okay, this is the next workshop we need to do. Help me write the emails in the same style, building off of what we've already covered before. So there's a lot you can do with this. So let me show you how it works, right? And so there are some things to keep in mind. So you can upload up to 3 PDFs into a single chat, and multiple chats. So one chat is not going to reference PDFs that you've uploaded in a different chat. There's no way to do that. In a single chat, you can have up to 3 PDFs. Each PDF can be a maximum of 512 megabytes, MB. But the heavier your PDFs are, the longer it's going to take to read it, scan it, digest it, and your conversations are going to become slower. So if you don't need to overload it with big PDFs that aren't needed for your conversation, I recommend not doing it. Cool, yay for documents. Okay, awesome. So let's see how it works. So there's this upload a PDF icon here on the lower right. Hopefully you guys can see that. So bottom right corner of my screen, there's an upload a PDF. If I click on that, I don't know if you guys can actually see the pop-up since I'm only sharing my window, but it's just popped up my Finder window or whatever it's called on a PC. And I can select my files, and now I'm uploading 3 PDFs. We can see the pop-up. Awesome. Okay. So I'm just uploading 3 PDFs that I am told, I haven't checked these. This is so bad. I should have looked at these PDFs first, but I'm told that this is a collection of our HeyLevi blog posts, email newsletters, and opt-in pages, right? So now it's got these 3 in here. You can see that I have 3 out of 3 of my PDFs uploaded here. And I don't have to upload them all at the beginning of the chat. I could be chatting and then I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to upload a PDF now. You can do that mid-conversation as well. So let's say I want to ask it based on my opt-in pages. Maybe I shouldn't talk and type at the same time because I know I type really loud. But based on my opt-in pages for workshops so far, okay, so just a random thing, right? Like just to make sure that it can read my docs and can give me something that makes sense. So I've basically said, based on my opt-in pages for workshops so far in the doc, what workshop topic should I pick for my next one? All right, so now it's going to take a few seconds. It's going to take some time to go find the right doc that I'm talking about, scrape it, and then find the answer to my question. So we'll give it a few seconds. I'm going to quickly see if there are any questions. The API only supports PDFs. Yep. But Google Docs, yeah, it's pretty easy to export. That's what we've been doing. We just export it as a PDF and upload it in here. Cool. Okay. Damon, we walked 250 people at our conference walk through building their brand playbook in person. I think Katie is gonna be able to resonate with that because she always tells me, like, how do you always say that you do brand playbooks in 10 minutes? It does not take me 10 minutes with my clients. You can go pretty deep. We've made it so that you can do it really quick. If you're just trying to get started with something, maybe it's a lead magnet, you want to send a client something just to impress them, you can do it in 10 minutes. Or you can do it really, really deep, and you can, deep dive with it with your clients and go in pretty deep. Okay. So let me go back to this. Okay, you're on a roll with top. So this is also using my brand voice. So if you're like, why is it talking funny? It's just because that's the brand voice that I've marked as my primary brand voice in this account. You can have multiple brand voices, by the way, for those of you that are brand new to HeyLevi. You don't have to, you want to start with one, but really you can have as many as you want in the white label version. I think now in the standalone too, actually. Okay, so let's see what it's saying. You're on a roll with topics that tackle content chaos and the please don't make me sound like a robot problem. So 4, you're often focused on making one idea do the work of 5, content repurposing across channels. We did this workshop a couple of months ago. I don't know if you guys were there. If you remember that, we did that. So it's referencing one of our older workshops. You've also touched on brand messaging, charging what you're worth, and escaping the discount spiral. So there's a golden thread. This is the thread that it found. Your people are exhausted by bland content, overwhelmed by the pressure to be everywhere. And they don't want to sacrifice their voice or their last shred of patience. And based on all of that I just found, so now it's validated that, okay, it is reading the content in my PDFs because it's all our older content. Based on your opt-in and supporting content, here's a prime workshop topic for your next round. Okay, how to make your brand sound like you even when AI writes the first draft. Okay, cool. So I could do another content workshop based on the things that I've done. Right now, obviously, it doesn't have access to our roadmap. I could upload my our heyLevi roadmap, but right now it's just going based off of the content that I've fed it. So maybe if I uploaded a PDF with like all of our roadmap features, what we've released over the past 6 months, and what we have coming up, it would be able to pick something and tell me, hey, you should do a workshop on this feature, which is actually team note. I think we should actually do that. Okay, so it's going to tell me why, what angles for the workshop, and now I can have a back and forth and be like, okay, but like let's what about let's see what it says about this. This may or may not have anything to do with like what it's finding in the PDFs, but the idea is you can go back and forth and now have a conversation about these PDFs and really iron out what you're trying to get out of the conversation, right? Okay. A funny brand voice would probably not work for creating your legal documents. That is absolutely 100% right. I would not use this brand voice if I had government clients. Your voice is funny enough as it is. Wait, are you making fun of me, Glenn? Thanks, I think. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's some funny lawyers, but who knows? I'm not a lawyer. I don't work with too many lawyers. All right, okay. Oh, Mark has a funny voice. Anyway, okay, so it's telling me, it's validating my idea. It's saying, okay, personal branding is absolutely in your wheelhouse and your audience is more than ready for it. So again, something like this, you would have to have a lot of back and forth with something like ChatGPT to really like have it understand you. But because it's got, it's already pulled in my brand playbook, it has my offer playbook, it has all of these keen insights on all of my different customer avatars in both of the playbooks. And it's bringing in my brand voice, and it's also reading all the docs. So it's doing all of that within like seconds, right? I don't have to train it or tell it all these things and upload customer avatars. It's pulled in all of that. And so now it already knows what I'm talking about. It knows it's in my wheelhouse. It knows that my audience would be receptive to it. And you guys can validate that. You guys are my audience. I literally have customer avatars in my playbooks that describe most of you here. So you can tell me if this is true or not. The pain points that we've mentioned before are content overwhelm, sounding generic, giving discounts. And this is what I talk about a lot. So hopefully you guys have seen at least some, if not all of these emails that have gone out from heyLevi in the past few months. All right, and then it's telling me why it's a natural next move. So you guys get it, right? You guys get how you can have these conversations, all the different use cases. Hopefully for your industry, you can already think of all the different use cases. Katie, I'm actually looking at you because I feel like this would be so powerful for your specific audience. Yes, Katie's excited. And anyone else, if you guys have like like use cases that are popping up in your head and going like, yeah, this is my industry and this would be really powerful for my audience, we'd love to know. Add it to the chat and I'd love to know how you're going to use this. Cool. Okay, with that was the Brainstorm AI thing. Now, one thing that I want to mention before I forget, because Kunal reminded me about this when I was posting about this on Facebook. Just pulling up my Facebook post here, so I have it. But do you guys know about the web search that we have in heyLevi? We've kind of had it, and then we didn't have it, and then we had it again, and then it broke. So for those of you that have been using it, this is all like OpenAI's web search model, which has been just a nightmare for us, to be honest. So the good news, in case you missed it in my Facebook post, and I don't think I've done a really good job even emailing about this, but just so you guys know here, that is now fixed. Thanks to my amazing CTO and husband sitting next to me over there. We've built our own web search now, and it's working great. It doesn't keep dropping in and out and giving me random things about the donut shop in my local neighborhood. I don't know what it was doing. It was really random. It's no longer doing any of that. So it should now work in Brainstorm AI. It should work in your custom GPTs. At least it's working for us with all of our tests. So it's a lot more stable now with the new web search model. You can access that through your own custom GPTs within heyLevi if you're on a white label account. You can access that through Brainstorm AI, regardless of whether you're on a white label account with us or a normal standalone account with us. Web search really works in ChatGPT too. You guys want to know something really cool? Totally like a little off topic, but you want something? You want to say something?
Yeah, you want to say something?
Don't do that. It's so bad.
Right. So
Yes.
for the web search, there is a OpenAI model called GPT-4o web search preview. Please do not use that.
Yeah, let's
at
actually go
all,
there.
ever. That doesn't work. It also doesn't support file APIs. So what we've done is we've added smart search to our APIs. And so as long as you're not using that web search, it automatically figures when it needs to search the web for something and when it uses the files or its own knowledge. And that's on by default. So any chat that you do, any custom GPT that you do, it'll automatically take care of searching the web as long as you don't have the web search preview model. That's
Yeah.
all.
So it'll work on, we have it set to 4.1 in our chat. And so this is where it is, right, Kunal? This is what you're talking about. Just don't have the web search. Which one is the web preview? So I can show you guys what not to use. Keep going down.
There's search preview. Scroll up.
Oh, here.
GPT-4 search preview. Anything that says search preview, don't use that, please.
Is it safe to say they shouldn't be using anything with preview? Because I know we tend to stay away from any models that have preview in the name.
4.1 is what you want to use right now. If and when 5 becomes stable enough to be useful, we'll announce that at that point.
Did you guys hear that? He's all the way at the next desk, but hopefully you heard that. Okay, awesome. Everyone's nodding, so hopefully you heard that. But yeah, 4.1 is the one to use right now. Also, don't use GPT-5, you guys. If you missed our announcements in the group, it has been extremely unstable, at least with our platform. All right. Okay. A lot of people talking about how we're such a lovely couple, Kunal. What's the best way to get caught up or train a new VA? Okay. I'll tell you what, there's different ways to do it depending on which plan you're on, depending on what you're doing with it, whether you're just trying to get your own VA for your own account or whether you're trying to get this up and going for your clients on a white label account. So if any of you guys are thinking like, I need I have a lot of catching up to do. If you haven't looked at the app in the last couple of months or 3 months, a lot has changed. So if you want to catch up, just send us an email at help@heylevi.ai. And just kind of let us know, this is where I'm at. This is kind of, how long it's been since I've been in my account. Can you give me a quick rundown on what's changed? And then we'll, somebody from our team or I will jump in and we'll make sure that we either get on a call with you to kind of show you through everything, which we're happy to do, or if it's a quick question, we can answer it there. Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. Wally, you would like to see conversation AI and voice AI modules so that you can create custom AI training prompts. We don't have anything for conversation AI if you're talking about specifically HighLevel. We do have a voice AI in the white label version of the app that will help you create custom prompts for both yourself and your clients. So we can talk about that at the end. Okay, same thing for if you're brand new and you want to learn the platform. The best way would be actually just sign up for a free account. You can do that on heylevi.ai and just go through the onboarding. The onboarding videos and the step-by-step steps will walk you through exactly what you need to do. Okay, and after that, if you want to reach out to us, book a call, you can book an onboarding call with our team. You can book a demo call with me directly. You can send us an email. Just let us know how we can help you get to the next step based on what you're trying to do with the app. All right. Okay. What about CVs? We can use in the GHL brand voice fields. Jeff, I'm not sure what that means.
Custom values.
Custom values. Oh,
yeah. So a lot of in the brand voice for GHL now, they have all the field. That's very similar to heyLevi. So it'd be nice if we could just grab the CVs and drop them in there and not worry about it. We'd have our heyLevi brand voice right in our GHL too.
Yeah, Charles Higgins has been asking about that for months. Does the
API Charles and I have talked about it. Yeah, we've been on some town halls with GHL too. So
They are refusing to create an API for the brand board.
Okay, so we can push for that then internally. Like Charles and I can lay some weight on that then.
Yeah, I
Please.
mean, absolutely. We would love that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they've.
So what is it specifically we need to do?
Oh, Charles is saying done. Hey, Charles.
Oh, there's Charles. Cool.
Yeah,
Oh, he's on the call.
Go ahead.
I'll push on them. You just need API endpoints for the brand board and brand voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I think it's a little bit confusing because GHL calls, correct me if I'm wrong, at least the last time I looked at their brand board, they're calling brand voice something different, which confuses me because in the heyLevi world, we refer to brand voices as your brand personality, right? Your writing style, your little isms. That's what we call a brand voice. But the last time I checked, they were calling something else a brand voice. So yeah, I think the API thing would be the first thing to fix. But then after that, making sure that
They've aligned, I think they've aligned it a little bit more, I think, since they started. The only thing that's different is you can have multiple brand voices.
and you can have multiple brand voices in ours. I think what you may mean, Jeff, tell me if I'm
Oh yeah, sorry. I know what you're saying. The brand
Brand
playbook,
board.
they're calling brand playbook brand voice, and brand voice inside is yeah.
Yeah, so I get a little confused with their naming convention, but I believe they let you do multiple brand boards and we only do one brand playbook per account. As we start to develop Brandify, the new app, and you're gonna see changes in this version of the app as it turns into Brandify Business, you'll see why we're doing it a certain way. So we're, like I said, it's all brand-led growth, right? If Apple were to have separate brands, now they have
Yeah.
offers and they do different things, but if they had different brand voices and missions, and not voices, but like brand strategies, their messaging would just get diluted. And we're really just trying to give you guys the same frameworks that we know, these larger companies, these larger brands are using in a more accessible format. So
100%. Yeah, I get it.
I know Charles is sitting there going, we have just talked about this to death at this point, but hopefully, Charles, you're going to see why the method to our madness and why we're doing all of this with the next couple of months and the releases we have for you. And then we'll talk about
Hey, it doesn't matter what I think. It just matters what my users think. My opinion doesn't matter.
Oh, it does to us. But yes, also your users. So we'll have another conversation. Just give us a couple of months. We have some things coming through the pipeline. Finally, we've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we finally get to show you guys. So Brandify Personal is going to come out next month, early next month. And then we're going to have Brandify Business, which is going to be heyLevi in its current form to start with. But then it's also going to start getting plugged into all the content agents that are going to get released with Brandify Personal. Charles, users happy, Charles happy, we happy. I agree with that. I feel like I need to screenshot that. Hang on. That is really good.
Exactly.
That needs to be a pinned post in our Facebook group. All right. No, we appreciate you, Charles. You've honestly done a lot for us. So I hope you know how much we appreciate you. All right. So we got derailed a couple of times, but that's where you can access your web search capabilities. Again, make sure that you're not using GPT-5 for either content or chat, and that you are definitely not using the web search, or honestly, just stay away from preview models as long as you can. 4.1 currently is working the best for us. We actually really love, like my team was just telling me this morning, that the content that heyLevi has been producing lately with 4.1 is just amazing. So we're excited to see that, and hopefully you guys will be too once you switch to this. Okay, cool. Video platform, video model options. Dominic, we don't have video right now. We were going to release a video module in heyLevi. So if that's what you're talking about, we are actually not going to do it. We're focusing on releasing Brandify Personal and Business, the agents, and then we're going to revisit the whole video idea, because video at this moment is just, in all transparency, not something that we do the best. And we really want to double down and focus on what we do the best, and supercharge that with agents before we introduce something new to the system. So yeah, we definitely like to release things once they're like really, really valuable and really useful. And so we just don't feel like we got there with the video thing, so we just took it off. But we will revisit it. Okay, great. Next thing, how are we doing on the social media API thing, Kunal?
Good to show.
We're good to show that? Okay, because I think a lot of people turned up today for that. So that would be really disappointing if we didn't have it. Okay. Yep. So let's switch over to the social media integration. We're actually good on time because then we have just enough time after that to answer any questions, whether it's about the social media stuff, just heyLevi in general, or the Brandify stuff that's coming through the pipes. So social media, you guys know about the social, those of you that have been using heyLevi, you know where the social media post module is. Those of you that are new to heyLevi, I'm going to show you with this demo of the new social media scheduler. You're also going to see the way heyLevi works, like the no prompt UI that we have. I'm actually going to, I was doing this earlier, so I'm going to hit done so it refreshes my module. Kunal, do I need to do V2 migration again?
No.
Okay, so for our account, because we've been doing it on our account and testing it, I know that you guys hate this every time we ask you to do the V2 migration again and again and again, but just know that every time GHL releases a new capability in its API and we pull that into our system, because of security issues and because it's GHL's rules, not ours, they need you to reauthorize us being able to use certain parts of your agency account through the API, right? So every time we add on something new, this is just part of the game. And as they start to release more functionality in their API and we start to tap into more of it, we are going to have to do this dance a few more times. So yes, Maha, can you drop the V2 migration link in the chat for us, please? So for those of you that are already on the white label plan, this is something you'll need to do. Hopefully you guys are pros at it by now because you've done it a few times already. It literally just takes a minute at the agency level, yes. If you are currently on a standalone plan, you don't need to do this. If you were thinking about signing up for a white label plan today, you don't need to do this either, because when you sign up for when you register for the first time, it automatically pulls in all of this, and through the registration, it'll have you authorize our access to your platform. Thanks, Kunal. So yeah, so the heylevi.ai/v2-migration. I think I said that right. This is what it's going to pull up. You don't have to watch the video right now because you have me here live with you. But what you want to do is just go to migrate to V2. You do want to open this in incognito. Okay, so take this link here, the URL, and put it into an incognito window. Open it up there. It'll have you log in as your agency admin, not as an account admin or user. Agency admin. Log in, it'll have two checkboxes for you. It'll have one checkbox, just make sure that's turned on. It'll show you a second checkbox, make sure it's turned on. Basically, that's you giving us permission to access parts of your GHL account so that we can help you push content and push things from heyLevi into that account. Okay, yes, at an agency level. So I'm going to give you guys just 2 minutes to do that. It shouldn't take longer than that. If you do have any problems, you can pop it in the chat or again, email us at help@heylevi.ai. Our team are experts at getting these V2 migration things resolved really fast. But honestly, as long as you're logged in as your agency admin, and as long as you make sure to check both of those checkboxes before you move forward, that's all you need. Once you have that, you'll be able to start pushing social media content from your heyLevi into your HighLevel, which is what we're going to look at now. But I'm going to give you guys a minute to just do that. Can you guys give me a 1 in the chat once you're done with it, please, so I know how many of you are like ready to go? We have a 1. Nathan, you are fast. Awesome. Todd, Danny. Katie, where's my agency ID? Where's the agency ID? So if you go into your heyLevi account and you go into agency settings, right? And you go into agency, which I'm not going to do because I did that earlier and I realized that mine is completely exposed and not, what's it called? Hidden. But that's where you can find it. Cool. Yeah. So go into agency and it should be right on top. So your agency ID is what it's going to ask you for. Pop that in there. Awesome. Okay. We have a few more ones coming in. Cool. Katie, that was fast, huh? I'm getting permission now. You guys feel like you're experts in doing this by now. We've made you do it, especially those of you that have been with us for a while. Like you've done this a few different times now. Nathan, you were first to do it. I feel like you are smiling because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, thanks for playing. We've had some of you like reach out to us, you know, asking like, hey, I already did this. Why do I need to keep doing this again? And it's just because we are introducing new functionality. If you don't do it, the only thing that will happen is you won't have the new functionality, like being able to push blog posts into your into your GHL and now social media posts. And actually, before I forget, we talked about the blog post pushing last time. Charles, you asked for multi-category selection. Remind me if I forget after the social media, but just so you know, it's now there. So you can actually select multiple categories now when you push. Yeah, thank you for that. I did this last week. Yes, you do. Yes, it's an update as of this week. Yeah, Nathan, whenever I get an email saying to do it, I don't even ask questions, I just do it. Yeah, I promise you, we're not making you do it just because it's fun for us to make you do it over and over again. We just want you to have the latest functionality as we push it out into HeyLevi. If you're using HighLevel with it, you want to make sure that you can actually push content. I'll just bookmark the migration link. Yeah, that's smart.
Got a quick question for you. Could you walk me through the steps to do that one more time? I got distracted by an email that came in and I missed the first part of the steps. So I just want to make sure I get it done.
No worries. Yeah. So it's heylevi.ai v2 migration. Let me just put that in the chat one more time so you have it. So that's the link. If you look at the chat, heylevi.ai/v2-migration. I think it's really smart actually to just bookmark that. So Katie, thank you for the idea. I think that's probably a good idea. So go ahead and click on that. Yeah, you haven't been seeing new emails to update in a while because we've been really bad about it. We've been heads down just working on our stuff, trying to get things out. So we kind of are announcing things on the Facebook group. We are going to send an email out today or tomorrow with the replay to let you guys know that this is what you need to do. We were going to just have everything ready to go in one place, like the replay link, the steps, the links that you need for V2 migration, what we covered, a quick summary, all of that. So you'll just have it all in one place. So that'll go out either later today or tomorrow morning. Cool.
Right, before we move on.
Yeah.
Somebody entered their GHL agency
Uh,
ID. It's not the GHL agency ID, it's the heyLevi agency ID, which you'll find if you log into heyLevi.
it's right here.
As your admin, settings, agency, the screen that you're seeing, you'll see it there. So it's
Yeah.
not the other one.
I'm just not doing it because as soon as I click on agency last time when I was trying to show you guys where to change the model, it just popped up. So agency ID is something that you want to keep personal to you. But yeah, if you go into your settings, agency settings, and your white label HeyLevi account agency, you'll find your HeyLevi agency ID there. We don't need the GHL agency relationship ID. Put the migration link in the agency settings area. Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Thank you, Katie. Cool. All right. Well, you guys all good? Most of you good? All of you good? Those of you on the white label are good. I'm seeing nods. I'm seeing ones in the chat. So we're going to move forward. Okay. I'm going to go back and navigate to marketing content, social media posts. Can I actually get a quick one in the chat if you guys are using the social media module already? I know a lot of you started to use it and then stopped because we didn't have the social planner integration. So, okay, we have 4 of you so far that are still using it. Hey, Todd, I totally missed your name because of the boomerpreneur in your name. Good to see you. Todd and us, Kunal and I, and his lovely wife got to meet up in person in the Bay Area before we moved out last month, I think. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, we have a few of you here who are already using the Kunal. I don't know. Charles just sent a screenshot if you want to look into that.
He's just showing people where
Oh.
the agency ID is.
Perfect. Thank you, Charles. Okay, so a few of you are using it. Most of you here are not using it. So I'm really, really hoping, guys, I'm going to be super transparent about my motives here. I'm really hoping you guys are going to be excited about this and actually start using the social media module. It is amazing. I know it's our app and I might be biased, but seriously, it is amazing. If you use 4.1, we were just doing it together this morning just to test everything, which is how we found the API bug. And I was like, wow, this is actually producing better content that I've seen in a while. Like usually I will go in and edit stuff. There was nothing for me to edit. It was great. I thought the post was just perfect as is. And that is really hard for me because I'm a perfectionist and my team will tell you that I am just anal when it comes to having the right word in every single copy that we put out. Awesome. Danny, yeah, I'd love to hear your experience with it. So let's dive in and let me show you how it works. I'm just going to show you how the whole thing works because it sounds like we have a lot of new users here in the group with us. So Glenn, you had a question?
Yeah, real quick. I just tried to update my HeyLevi account, and when I went back in to get the ID, it wants me to do a whole new onboard. So I can't even get to the set. I don't know even how to get to the settings at that point. It's asking me to just, I guess, re-onboard myself.
Kunal, do you want to look at that on the side, maybe? Just take that offline into a separate chat and maybe just see.
Yeah, I'll just ping you your agency ID.
Okay, thank you. I have a single user white label account, if that makes the difference.
Ah, we haven't offered that in a very long time.
I was early, yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're gonna have to take care of it. Okay, Kunal's gonna help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you can skip the onboarding and do it later. Oh, if you haven't onboarded yet. Okay, yeah. Anyway, Kunal will take care of you guys. Okay, let's dive into the social media thing. The reason which I think all of you guys are here for. Okay, so the first thing, social media posts. This show me how video, I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, is outdated because of all the things we've been pushing. So this is going to get updated. But for now, here's your video, here's your walkthrough. You can pick an offer if you want this to be about one of your specific offer playbooks. If you just want to do a value add social media post, you can leave this blank, it's optional. Okay, I'm actually going to pull in heyLevi just to show you how it writes copy for social media posts for heyLevi specifically. It's already pulled in my audience, which is my brand level or my so if I don't select this, it's going to bring in my brand customer avatar by default. If I select an offer playbook, it's going to pull in my audience from that offer playbook, and it's going to load up my customer avatars. So if I click on this, you'll see that it's showing me my 3 customer avatars from my offer playbook, which are way deeper, way more detailed, deeper dive into who my customer avatars are, rather than at the brand level, right? Which is a little bit more broad. So I can pick one of these. I tend to go with Sarah, who is my 42-year-old female entrepreneur based in Austin, Texas. And then, of course, other things. That's not the reason why I go with her, not because she's Texan, but just because she is my most real customer avatar. So I'm going to use her for this. We can pick a channel here. So these are all the different channels that we support. I thought we don't support X anymore. I don't know why that's here.
We don't.
We don't. I don't know why that's here. So team, if we can get this removed, yeah. Okay. Based on our usage, product usage that we looked at to see what you guys are actually using when you use the social media module, it looks like Facebook is the most highly used channel by far. So we're just going to use that for our example as well. And it's going to, so this is the magic, right? You see the magic starting to appear. Now it's already connected to my HighLevel, and it's pulling in the Facebook. If you have more than one page attached to your HighLevel, it's going to show that here. So it's showing me my Facebook page. So I'm going to select that. And if you decide after you see the content, so wait for it, if you create content and you're like, actually, I really like this for LinkedIn as well, it will let you schedule it to more than one platform. So we've got you with that. The reason we ask you here what channel you want to post to is because each channel works a little bit differently with the way you format your posts, the kind of content you write, and especially the calls to action. Right? Different calls to action work better on different platforms. So that's really the only reason, bless you, Katie. That's only the reason that we have you identify that here, because it pulls in a different prompt for you. But you could push that out to multiple channels. So Charles, hopefully that answers that question. So you will be able to multi-select at the end, but we just need to know really what your main channel is so we can pull out the right prompt for you and actually structure your social media post for that one channel, and then you can decide if you want to push it out to others. Okay. Oh, Todd's way ahead of us. He's already scheduled that post. Look at that. Thank you, Todd. That looks beautiful. I like your dark mode, your whole dark mode sexiness going on. Okay. Let's name this project. Let's try and catch up with Todd here. Let's call this August Facebook posts, maybe put in the year so I know which August. Okay. Now, if you have content to repurpose, sometimes I will write a blog post first, and we have a workflow too, by the way, for those of you wondering, you can do it all in one go. But let's say I wrote a blog post like last month, and now I really want to repurpose that and create a whole month's worth of content with that. You can actually copy and paste that in here. Okay. For this, I'm just going to let the AI tell me what posts to create, what topics, and for each of my content buckets to create for my audience. For Sarah, remember we have, right? Did I get her name wrong? Sarah, who is my customer avatar. And it's already pulled in my primary brand voice by default. You can always, if you wanted to, delete that, and you can see that I have way too many brand voices in here, but you can always pick a different one if you wanted to in here, okay? All right, once you have that, we're gonna go next, and we're gonna create, maybe we'll create like 2 social media posts just so we're not looking at this work so hard and for so long. Content repurposing workflow is fire. It is. I love that workflow. So if you guys don't use our workflows yet, you should absolutely do it. It's really, really powerful. It will help you write a blog post on a topic that's going to resonate with your specific target audience. You can edit it, call it good to go. It will then help you create an email newsletter from that. Edit it, call it good to go. It will help you create social media posts from that. And so you can have your whole content workflow in that one thing. And hint, hint, our content agents are actually going to be modeled off of the content repurposing workflow. So it's going to be like an automated live way of doing that thing. Okay. In the agency, will we have to push the update to the whole agency? Push the update. I'm not sure I understand the question, but I think you mean the V2 migration, right? So when you do it at the agency level, it automatically gives us permission to apply that to all of your sub accounts in your agency.
As long as you have those 2 checkboxes checked.
The 2 checkboxes are important, yeah. Hopefully that answered your question, Bridget, but let us know if you were asking maybe about something else. Okay, so, okay, here's where it's brainstorming topics, right, for each of our content buckets. So again, if you're new to HeyLevi or you're new to the social media posting in HeyLevi, there are 4 content buckets that it pulls out from. It's got the education bucket. Those of you that have been doing social media for a while, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I know what that is, right? You want to mix up your content, right? So you want to do educational, informational, inspirational, and entertainment. We assume that you want to do equal amounts of all of these different buckets. If you are like, I want to post more educational and informational content and maybe just a couple of entertainment or inspirational, you can just select the ones you want. You can select the entire thing. You pick what you want to select here. So let's just select 2 posts here. 3 steps to nail your brand voice fast. I like that one. And actually, let's just pick 2 from the educational bucket so we can go faster. Tips for building brand confidence when self-doubt hits. Sure. Okay, let's do these 2. You select the ones you want. If you want to generate more ideas for each bucket, you can. If you have a specific idea that you want to add in, you can do that as well. But let's just take 2 of the suggestions here, go to the next thing, and it's going to walk you through. So I only picked 2 posts from the educational bucket. If I had selected, let's say, 1 from the educational, 1 from the inspirational, it will take me bucket by bucket. Okay. But that's why I just selected 2 from the same bucket, so we could just create it all together. So it's going to create both of my posts at once. All right, we'll give it a few seconds to do that. I love this question. Kunal, can you make Charles happy? I love it. All right. So it's given me my content. So again, if you want to read this, we want to edit it, you can do that here. Right? Again, it's using my brand voice, it's using my customer avatars, and it's creating posts based on the topic that I selected for that bucket. Okay. I'm going to, most of these posts have been coming out perfect. So again, in the interest of time, I'm just going to keep moving, but just know that you can edit it if you want. It's going to automatically put in a prompt for your image here based on this post. So make sure you're happy with it. Maybe you're like, maybe I don't want text in my image, right? So I can just take that part out, right? And just make sure you're happy with whatever it says here. By default, it's square since that's kind of what we post on socials, but you can change that here. And by default, it picks photorealism. I personally like some of the other ones. So some of my favorite presets are, I actually really like dark fantasy. I like 3D animation. I'm going to show you both. There's also one right at the end, which I love, which is analog photo. But again, you can pick a lot of different styles. Right, so let's just pick 3D animation for this one, and I'm going to create all of my images for both of my posts. Again, if you have a bunch more posts, it's going to do all of them for you in one go. We'll give it a few seconds to do that. Yes, Jeff, have you been? Oh, this is from, this is the Costa Rica reference. Is that Kunal's Pura Vida? No, you're not wearing the Pura Vida cap. He's wearing Costa Rica cap. By the way, for those of you that are wondering why my husband is wearing such a pink hat, he stole it from me. Just
Yeah,
so
Pura
we can,
Vida is Costa Rica.
yeah,
That's their thing. Be happy.
yes, yeah.
We'll
I know.
get we'll get Charles a Pura Vida hat. He'll always be happy.
We should actually. That's a good. Hey, maybe we should have brandified Pura Vida hats. Maybe.
You heard it here first.
Okay, so it's created my images for me. Let's hope they're actually good. This is okay. I usually like humans. I like people, characters in my images. So again, that was on me for not putting it here. The prompt literally says a messy desk, and that's what it's given me. This one has a person in it. This is the 3D animation style. So again, without any prompting, you get a really good quality image, in my opinion, right out of the box, right? Without having to do any tweaks. So let's say I'm happy with this. If I wanted to go back and say, put a person at a messy desk, blah, 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 I could do that and regenerate this image. Okay, but what we're here for really is the scheduling part. So it's going to tell me that if I go to the next step, it's going to lock these posts in and I won't be able to edit them again. So keep that in mind. That's really important. Okay, so I'm going to say yes, I'm sure. It's going to lock in those posts and now it's going to help me schedule them. So we're going to have a schedule button right at the bottom too. We just brought that up with the team this morning, so that there's going to be a social planner button at the bottom as well. So it's not confusing, but right now it's here at the top right of this section, social planner. Okay, so I'm going to go in there and here is our beautiful new social scanner, which apparently looks way nicer in dark mode based on Todd's screenshot, but I'm a light mode girl. I tend to use light mode. Oh, although Brandify Personal is going to be all dark mode. So anyway, I digress. Okay, so here it's shown me. So I have some previous posts that my team member already put in here. Now she didn't schedule them, which is why they're showing up under my unscheduled posts. The beautiful thing about this is that you have a lot of control. And this is why it took us this long to get this out, because we wanted to give you a lot of control here, because we realized that scheduling posts isn't just about like, oh yeah, put this post on this date and this time. You probably want more control than that, right? So you want to scatter your different buckets evenly or maybe on specific days. You might want to filter your posts by one of these. Maybe you just want to see the educational ones. Oh, it didn't do that. Oh, it unselected that. So I guess there. No, it's still not doing it. Okay, maybe our filter is broken. Team, if we can just make sure that that works. I know that we had the 2 educational posts that we just put in there, but let's just bring them all back. And now they're all gone. Okay, so let me just refresh here. Clearly a bug there that we will fix for you guys. But the idea is when we fix that bug, you'll be able to filter your posts. Facebook will flood with Pixar-like posts from heyLevi users coming weekend. Do it. Tag heyLevi. I would love to, and tag me actually. I would love to see it. Okay, so as you can see, I lost it, but the good news is it's still saved, so all good. I can just navigate back into the social media scheduler, and here I am. It doesn't delete all my content just because I had a bug, right? So yeah, the dark fantasy one is becoming really, it was meant to be like really dark, mystical images, but I find that it actually gives me just the right amount of moodiness in my images, and I've actually started defaulting to dark fantasy lately. Anyway, so yes, you'll be able to filter this. We'll fix that for you guys right after this. I'm sure the team is already looking into it. And then we have all of our posts here. So now anything that you created in the past, like maybe an hour ago, a couple of days ago, last month, if you haven't scheduled them, they'll just be sitting here waiting for you to schedule them. So that's the awesome part. You don't have to schedule them right away. Whenever you do decide to schedule them, let's say that where are the 2, here are the ones. So those posts don't have images attached to them. Those were created without images. Let's look at our 2 image posts, right? Which are these 2 here. So let's say I want to, where are we? So I can look at a list view, by the way. I can look at a week view and I can look at the month view, but let me see. We are, okay, so 21st, I already scheduled these. So what I'm going to do is, where's my Monday? Monday is, okay. So I want to schedule them on the 25th and the 26th. Let's say that's when I want to schedule these for. So I'm just going to take this and drag it over. Literally that simple. It's going to ask me what time. I can change this. Let's just say I'm happy with 11 a.m. I'm going to apply the time. Now, one thing that the team is already working on based on feedback I was really late in giving them is it's going to not just put it there. It's going to then show you this window. Okay, so you can, if you wanted to, also do it to different accounts and social media channels, right? Let's say you want this to be for LinkedIn as well. And then you can choose your LinkedIn, my personal profile or my heyLevi LinkedIn. Let's say I want to do it to that. And I want to do it to whatever time, right? let's just pick a time, 3 p.m. Okay, this is military time. Hopefully you guys aren't confused by that. But here, so now I'm gonna save it.
Quick question. Are these connections to these networks and social medias coming from the GHL right now, or these are from? Okay.
Only from GHL. Yes, we don't have this in the standalone version. We don't have an integration with Meta just yet. We're working on that. But this is specifically for if you're using HighLevel, if you're using the white label version of heyLevi, this is all pulling in from what you have connected in your HighLevel social planner account.
Yes, okay, then.
Cool. Okay. All right. Okay, so I've gone ahead and scheduled that. These are already scheduled, so it won't actually let me edit it. Okay, as you can see here. But here I can edit this, I can change that, whatever I want to do. Okay, and let's say I want to schedule this for here. I'm gonna pick maybe a slightly different time, and then I'm gonna apply the time, and that's it. So now I have scheduled my 2 new posts, right? This is the part where the API was broken this morning, so this is a good time to just cross all your fingers and toes, say a little prayer, let's hope this works. All right, otherwise I'm gonna look really stupid here. Okay, are you sure once you push this, you won't be able to reschedule? So the reason is once it gets pushed to HighLevel, you won't be able to reschedule or edit which channel it's going to in heyLevi. Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, I'm sure. Hopefully it's doing it. Does this carry over to the GHL social planner? Yes, that's everything that we're showing right now, Justin. This is exactly what we're doing right now, which is, again, let's see if this actually did it. Kanal, is it supposed to tell me that it's done? Because we had that before and it's not showing me that it's done.
Yeah, let me see.
It's letting me edit it, so no, it hasn't pushed it yet. Hold, please. Okay, I'm getting a request to minimize the sidebars. Let's do that so you guys can see what I'm doing. Dramatic pause. Yes, while the team looks into whether this is actually fixed yet or not. It's awesome because it was working until yesterday. I had the whole team test everything. And then as soon as you do it live, like right before, it's like, whoops. Charles, you have a question? Oh, I can't hear you. It looks like you're unmuted, but I can't hear you.
There we go. So just a couple things. I'd love to see you pull in from the statistics API for Social Planner to be able to suggest or auto schedule times
Okay.
rather than me having to pick it.
Okay.
And then on the, you mentioned that you can't delete the post after it's been pushed. If there was an enhancement that could come at some place to where you grab the ID of the post and store that ID so that it can be deleted via the API if someone panics and it's, maybe you give them a window where it's like your content has been scheduled. It sits there, does a countdown from like 5 seconds. During that, time, you have the ID of the content that's being pushed, and then you can delete it through the API.
So
In
you
case
can
someone goes
delete
into
it.
panic mode.
I mean,
You
if you
can
go
delete
into
it through the API, but
if you go into panic mode, you can always just delete it from your GHL scheduler. So it's not just lost, it's there. Last I checked, the API doesn't let us do that, right? Because we talked about this.
The issue is
I think they can hear you.
we are stamping the GHL post ID back on our side. The issue is that there is no way for me to know. The reason why we've said that we're not going to let you make any change is because GHL doesn't give us any webhooks or any information around when a post was actually scheduled on the GHL side. So we're going to run into issues where you've just posted something. It could be in the future. It could be right away, scheduled right away. And if I try and delete it, it'll error out. If you've scheduled it anytime in the future, you can go into GHL and go and delete it from there.
I got you. And I mean, I get that they can go into the GHL scheduler and delete it. I'm always thinking of it from the non-technical panic if, one pop-up shows on their screen, customer point of view. So that's fine. I get that could run into some issues. I would love to see the statistics and kind of an auto schedule feature come based off of those stats. And then is there going to be, what improvements are in store for the actual scheduler window? Because it's awfully cramped.
For the UI right now.
Yeah, yeah. Because when you're looking at the calendar view, I mean, yes, you can go in and, I mean, I don't even use it inside the iframe. I pop it into its own window and it still looks cramped. Which, you know, if you collapse all the sidebars, it gets a little bit better. But it's still very much squished.
It is. I'll be honest. I don't have any ideas on how we can improve that. We're trying to manage where you still see, like in the calendar view, you're still seeing those little cards with images and stuff. If we don't show the images, we can create more space, but then it looks like, well, I created an image, why is it not showing over here? So I'll set up a call with you, or if anyone else has a better idea on how we can improve the UX here, we're happy to take a look at that and see how we can improve it. I currently am out of ideas on how we can make it less squished. I agree, it does look squished. Even more when you have a smaller screen and the responsive design kicks in, it becomes even more squished.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about adopting like calendar kind of mentality where you can have the month, the week, the day?
So we actually do that.
Go back to this step. This is the GHL. Here.
We do have that. So you can do week, month, the list view. You can go by week, month.
Yeah, if you had like a day thing that you could toggle back and just go through your days for the week and have a better view, would be a short-term fix. Just to give that.
We'll keep trying to see if there's a better monthly view that you can come up with. But
if you guys have any apps or whatever that you have a better like layout, because we looked at a lot of social media scheduling apps to see to get the best ideas from everyone. That does not sound good the way I said it. But just basically to see how people were doing it and what was working for people. And this is the best that we came up with. So yeah, if you guys have something that you prefer, or there's a better view, even if you want to just sketch it out or whatever, send it to us, because we are more than happy to improve this experience, because I think this is probably, right now it's the most used module. I expect it's going to be even more so now with the social planner integrated. So we want to make sure that this is like a really, really good experience for you and your users.
Is there any way that you can I mean, I'm sure you can, at least your left column, can you auto collapse it?
that's what I was thinking, that just for this one, when you come into this view, it auto collapses that.
At least this view, yeah, because it just needs so much real estate.
That's what?
You know,
so basically when you
auto collapse that
by default, it's auto collapsed.
Oh, okay.
When you go into this view,
Yeah,
just to give it some more real estate.
We have our dev team here, so yeah, just a note for us guys.
Or a top menu view, possibly. Just
go with it.
That's an agency option, so you can go to settings.
Yeah.
I'll do it at the bottom. Yeah.
Theme, and then you can choose one of the horizontal ones, and so then your menu bar just goes on top. We have a few people who are doing that, so you have the option of doing that as an agency.
Good to know.
And then if you don't mind, could you go back to the list view real quick? So is this, oh, okay, scheduled posts and unscheduled, okay. So you can't see the image on the unscheduled post, you can't see the image.
Oh, those ones just were created without images. You will see the image.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, we just ended up scheduling. The other ones were actually a test, and I told my our marketing manager right now. So she was playing around with this, and I was like, actually, don't delete them, because I want to show that it doesn't get reset every time you use this. But yeah, those were just test posts created without images. Okay. Charles, for what it's worth, and just for the record, whenever Kunal tells me I'm out of ideas on how to make this better, I always say, ask Charles.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking, I would put a gradient behind each of the sections for unscheduled and scheduled to make them stand together. Because the reason I had you go back to this is because I didn't catch the unscheduled and scheduled as columns. And I saw that there was 2 posts on the left doubled up to the one on the right. And I'm like, why does it look that way? Like,
Yeah.
what am I missing?
I saw that too. Yeah.
Well, there you go. And Katie's
Yeah, I
shaking
don't
her
know.
head.
This
So,
shouldn't be cutting off here as well. This looks really bad. So we'll fix
yeah.
this. We'll
So
fix
if
this,
there was
guys.
some kind of gradient behind it, just to further identify those 2 columns, so they
Okay.
don't get confused as to what is what, because it looks more like a menu with things underneath it than actual 2 distinct columns.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
all right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thanks
shut
for all the ideas and the suggestions. We will start rolling these out. So this is exactly why we wanted to show this to you guys before we announce that we love to get live feedback, make sure it's working really well. And then we'll send out an email and let you guys know when to jump in and start testing this out. I mean, you can test it out even today. It works. I don't know if you saw that, by the way. While Charles was working, I just refreshed my screen
Yeah.
and I pushed it out.
So if you can just leave it there for a sec, well,
Yeah, go ahead.
just run the real estate, or you can go to the month view. Go to the month view you're at. So if you want to buy more real estate, you can put like educational, like put that tag on top of the image. Then you just bought, 40 pixels. You could put the date up. You could overlay like what social media it's going out on, and then really compress and provide more of the text.
This part, yeah.
Yeah, like you can move, you can fix your top and bottom margins, tighten those up, and if you put the tag up on top of the image,
Yeah.
you bought a whole bunch of real estate. Just some ideas.
No, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. And my question is, for the approval side, is that done here? Like if we need them to be approved, or are we approving them here, or do we do that on GHL side?
Approved to be scheduled, to be posted?
Yeah.
So from our platform, if you don't schedule it and you just click on save, they go in draft mode.
In heyLevi, not in HighLevel.
Okay.
And so you can make changes to those over here.
So we do the approval in
On the
heyLevi.
heyLevi side, yeah.
Okay, that's needs to know. That's cool.
It goes into GHL, and at that point you can still
Yeah, if it hasn't gone out, but well, it's not. We want to not have to worry about that. We just need to know where to do the approval. That's cool.
Yeah, you do all the editing, the approval, the scheduling on heyLevi now. Once you push it, and you change your mind, you could delete it or reschedule it on the heyLevi, on the HighLevel side if it hasn't posted yet. The API I was asked, we've been trying to see if there's any way for you to make a change on the heyLevi side as you create more posts. Let's say you want to move something around, that would be nice. But the API doesn't give us that kind of ability, at least today.
I put my hat on.
What does that hat say?
Pura vida.
Oh, I can't read it. It's very small on my screen. Oh, it just went blurry. There it is. Mark, you have a question?
I got 3.
You got 3. Okay, we have 10 minutes. I'm giving you 1.
Very quickly. Can we also make instead of AI images, can we also make AI videos for social media posts?
No, so I covered that earlier. So we actually did, if you remember, we released a video feature and then we took it away because we just weren't happy with the quality and the way it was working, and it was very limited to like 3 seconds and wasn't giving you enough control over what the videos look like or how you can edit it. And we just personally were not enjoying the experience, and so we decided to take it down. Yeah, so videos are something that we will revisit, to be honest with you, likely towards the end of the year, so not in the immediate future. And the reason being, we just have a full roadmap between the new Brandify app that's coming out and what we want to do with heyLevi and turn it into Brandify Business. We have a lot coming out right now with the agents, with the content agent that's going to automate everything that you just saw here. I know some of you were asking, what are you grandfathered into? So heyLevi in its current form will turn eventually into Brandify Business. You will be grandfathered into that as is, right? So it's the same app, whatever feature releases we add in, you'll get access to all of that, just like what we've always done. Once you're locked into a price, we don't increase the price on you. You're locked into whatever plan you're on. So you'll get Brandify Business and you'll just be transferred over. We'll send out emails. We'll post in the Facebook group. We'll let you know when that's happening. For the agent stuff, when we are first releasing content agents along with the other agents in Brandify Personal. Once you have that, so now that's not going to be included just because it's a whole different app. It comes with a whole different set of functionality. And just honestly, system costs are going to be higher on that because they're live agents. So we'll talk pricing, we'll talk all of that. You guys are going to get the best deal ever that we're not even going to offer at Level Up. I'm just telling you now. So definitely come to the next workshop because we will have a deal that is going to be at the workshop only. This is not a marketing thing where we're going to say that and then keep it live for a week and then also offer it at Level Up. We are going to have some big discounts and some big deals at Level Up, but the biggest deal is going to be on the workshop at the day of the workshop. So if you can make that one live, definitely make it. Just because we have a group of you guys that have always shown up for us, always been really willing to be here, ride this journey with us, tell us like where to improve, and we just want to give back to you guys. So that's the only reason. Okay, with that being said, that's going to have its own pricing where it's not going to be grandfathered in, but you're going to get it at some crazy pricing that we're still kind of going back and forth on. And then we will, once Brandify Personal is out, we'll also take the content agents as a possible option for Brandify Business, which is going to be heyLevi, right? So for Brandify Business, you will be able to choose the option of just sticking with the built-in prompts the way it is today, or switching to content agents. That won't be, again, grandfathered in, but it will be for existing heyLevi users. You're going to get it at like a fraction of the price that it does everyone else. Simply because they're live agents and the end system costs go up with every agent that you guys use. Does that make sense? I know, Mark, you asked a different question and I just went off on a different tangent. I'm answering questions that were also asked at the beginning of the workshop because I don't want to forget before we end this call. So let me know if you have any questions about that, but hopefully that kind of gives you guys a really clear idea of how we're navigating this. I'm going to scroll down because there were a lot of, okay. Yeah, Jeff, thank you for joining us. Okay, when is the next Zoom? So we'll announce that, Kathleen. Right now we are kind of tentatively planning it for September 4th. But I just want to make sure that we're actually going to be able to have everything that we want to have ready by then. We're cutting it really close, to be honest with you guys. So there may be a chance that it needs to push by a week or two. We are definitely going to try and get it out to you in the first half of September. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, we're aiming for the 4th of September. Awesome. Yeah. Glenn, do you mean unlimited for heyLevi or the new Brandify app? Because the next workshop is going to be fully focused on Brandify Personal. We're not going to be covering any heyLevi stuff on that one. So if you have a heyLevi specific question, just email us at help@heylevi.ai and we'll take care of you.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. I don't see any other questions. Do you want? Charles, sorry, I thought that was from before. Sorry about that.
No,
Mark.
So going back to Jeff brought up the scheduling and approval process. I'd really like to see that be able to schedule the HighLevel with the status of the approval being not yet approved. And the only reason I say that is because HighLevel, they are launching a standoff page where a client could go to a page without logging in the HighLevel to see the content that is scheduled and approve, add notes, upload an image, very much similar to how a Cloud Campaign does it, which is really nice if you're doing SMMA work. So they're revamping their whole approval process and flow. So I don't have an exact date when it's supposed to go launch, but I think it's supposed to be this quarter, this upcoming quarter. So being able to set that as pending approval, scheduled but not approved.
We can take a look at that. What do you think, Kunal? We can look at that offline. Let's see.
Yeah, should be very straight.
So you're saying they're going to have a link where they don't have to be logged into their GHL account?
Correct. So you're going to be able to send a link to your client to where they can go to basically a web page or a portal. It'll all be based through the client portal. And so they'll go in and they'll be able to see their content for the week, the month, whatever you have sent for approval, and they'll be able to approve it or add notes. So it's like, hey, this is great, but I need you to change this one thing. And that note comes back to the agency or the sub account, so that adjustments can be made. It's the same thing Cloud Campaign's done for years. It works beautifully. Makes the experience much better for the end customer, because they don't have to worry about anything technical going anywhere. They click a link, they're there. They can just do what they need to do for the approval side.
Okay, we'll
So-
definitely take a look at it, because the first thing that comes to mind, and I'm sure Kunal will say something else, but I trust that Cloud Campaign knows what they're doing and that they've been doing it for a while. With GHL, I'm just gonna say, when we started building this out and started testing it, there were a whole bunch of fun stuff that happened. Like, we accidentally posted to the wrong account socials, and the fact that the API let us do that was just mind-boggling. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of security holes that we found with this. And so if they're now letting you, I'm saying this in the best way possible because I want you guys to be careful when you use this when it comes out. I'm hoping that they're fixing all the security holes. I know that GHL is fixing a lot of security issues on their end, and they're actually prioritizing that, which is great. But just want you guys to know that as of the last couple of weeks, we have been able to cross-pollinate and accidentally post to the wrong sub-account. And so if they're now doing it without logging into your account at all, just be careful with that. That's all I want to say. As far as
it's a link
doing
that's tied to the sub account. So it's like, if
Yeah,
I go
but-
into your sub account and I schedule all the posts and I send for approval, instead of
Yeah.
you just getting an email to that links you back into the social planner, it links you to a custom page based off of your social planner.
Right. But what I'm saying is the API let us push from
Yeah.
heyLevi into the wrong sub account.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah,
Charles,
you can do that all throughout the API. That's you kidding me? Yeah.
well, so there's an in review status for a post. I think that's what you're looking for, that you should be able to push to GHL with an in review status, and then somebody approves it and schedules it from GHL.
Yeah. Well, and that way, whatever you have set up in HighLevel for that process, whether it's just the automated emails or whatever, all that can fire off automatically because now it's been scheduled and set to that in review status. And so the automations that are tied around that in social planner settings will then be able to activate because the post was pushed that way.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't know that was on their roadmap, but we'll definitely test it. And as long as it's not overly cross-pollinating stuff and causing crazy issues, we'll work on supporting that. Yeah,
You got to go to the town halls, Raheem.
I know. Cool. Okay, Dominic, you have a question?
Yeah, thanks for pulling me up. So I'm on the generate images. Is there an option? These all look like they're AI generated images. Is there an option for photorealistic images?
Yeah, there is. So the first and the last one. So basically, I don't know. Let me go back here. By the way, one thing that I forgot to mention earlier is, wait, where's my expanded view? Hold on. I'm all confused with without my side view.
You want me to pull it up on my side?
No, I'm going to show it to you, but I want to show you guys just before we move on. I forgot to mention that you don't have to go into the social media module to find your social planner. It's now under your home thing. This is within heyLevi. It's also under the home menu. So just a quick note there. Okay, so let me answer your question now, Dominic. It won't let me go back there until I click done. Okay. Let's just pick something really.
Because I'm looking at the generate all images and I don't see a drop down for it. Maybe I'm missing something.
So, Dominic, for each image, under each image option, there will be a carousel with small thumbnails of the type of image. And if you
Yeah.
scroll right, I think it's the second last option, which is photorealistic. We have a bunch of different presets out there. One of them is photorealistic.
Yeah, I'm looking at that and it's 3D animation and dark fantasy.
Oh, there's a little arrow next to it. So let me show you. Let me just generate this post really quick. Yeah, but there should be arrows on either side where you can scroll through each of all the different options. So these arrows here. So keep going here. You said you're looking at 3D animation, dark fantasy. So there's analog photo, which kind of gives you a photorealistic but kind of film look image. And then we also have photorealistic, which is right at the beginning.
Okay, because I did use the photorealism and I wound up with nothing other than clearly generated generated AI images that look really generated AI.
Okay, so definitely play with the prompt here then. If you're
Okay,
a very
got it.
specific look, you might need to try a couple of different times. Just play with the prompt here and yeah. I personally, I mean, I've worked in the film industry and I did photography as a business for a while. I will tell you that I have never seen an AI generated image that looks 100% photorealistic to me. I just haven't. I can tell. All the fake news on the internet, I mean, you can tell when it's AI generated.
Just one thing to consider is the generate all images button at the top there, scroll up if you would. Would you consider just, we'd have to go through each one of these and select the type of image. Is there a way to select the type, the preset for all of them when you hit the generate all images so you don't have to do each one?
We can take a look at that. The default is already at photorealism. So that's the one you're going for. It's automatically going to be selected. That one's going to be selected.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I do like the idea of, honestly, now that you're saying it, I don't want to say it out loud in case my team is like, that is a lot of work. You're going to derail the roadmap. But actually, now that you're saying that, what I also wish we had, apart from what you just suggested, is a way to just upload an image here. So maybe you already have an image and you want to just upload it.
Super, thank you.
Yeah.
It's great, super.
We're going to keep improving it. I promise. It's going to keep getting better and better and better. So yeah, thank you for the ideas. Eric.
You kind of just mentioned what my question was about is sometimes for images, you have a particular style for your brand voice that might have branding in it. So that's where, you know, a lot of people use Canva templates and stuff like that. So if there would be a way to incorporate something where we can either upload something or have a image version of our brand voice, that could be
image aesthetic.
Not necessarily aesthetic, like, you know, sometimes it's just a formatting of how you lay it out, and maybe you have like, for instance, a lot of my images that I would put out, I'll always have, and granted, I can do some of that with a prompt, where I'll have maybe a small little logo in a corner just for watermarking the picture, or I might have a CTA with my booking URL, which is gottacalleric.com. That way there's, you know, because when people are scrolling through social media, they're not necessarily reading the post. So I want to have certain things in the image that also have that call to action in it. So it's just a style that I have for my brand if I'm going to do a social post.
Eric, would you do me a favor and send me one of these images? Sure. I just want to see kind of, yeah, how, it's a great idea. We didn't think of branding for images. What we do have an image AI, and you might already know this, but this is just a color thing. It will pull in your brand colors and use that as a theme of your images. But we also don't have this in the social media thing. So maybe if you guys want it in there, that would be an easy thing for us to pull in. But yeah, if you have like images that you want to upload, that would be a little bit longer just because we have to update the backend for that as well, but all possible to do. So if you want to send me an image, I would love to see.
Okay.
Thank you. Mark, I was going to call you Dutch.
Both will work. It was almost the same question, but a little slightly different. Just upload the logo, or being able to upload the logo alone to put on the image. That would be awesome. And the third question, do you remember that Amy was giving a workshop about how to talk on LinkedIn and how to talk on Facebook and talk differently in the different platforms? Yep. Is it possible with how we do it right now? Because we only select, for example, Facebook in this example, and then we can put the same post in the different platforms. is then exactly the same post going out, or is it being adjusted to the different platforms?
No, so it's being so what's happening is everything that Laura had talked about on her workshop, those have all been added to our prompts. So all of our prompts have are catering to the different styles and formats and CTAs that work best on each platform, which is why we have you select just one at the beginning. Right now, that's not a hard and fast rule. It's like once in a while, if you also post something that has like a slightly different call to action, it's not going to be the end of your engagement. So we let you like choose different channels to post it to at the end. But it's not going to automatically adjust the post, because then you would have to go back and edit it and do all of those different things. So that's not something you can do. If you want to be really specific about the formatting for each post, you'll want to go in and do it a few times, like generate your Facebook post, generate your LinkedIn post, generate your Instagram post, whatever you need to, and then you can schedule them all out together. So that's something you can do. Or if you want to just take the same post and be like, like I will often do that. I usually, if I write a post for LinkedIn, it's going to be different from the way I write it for Facebook. But once in a while, there are posts that I create for Facebook that I feel like are great for LinkedIn, and I don't really need to change anything. So I just use the same exact post without changing anything. So that's what you can do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Any other questions? Can you review after the content is created and we are ready to schedule the posting to Facebook, what the process is after we click done? Okay, so yeah, where's my window? I think I lost it. Yeah, Dominic, I think what you're asking is if I go to the social planner, or actually you're saying at the end of the social media post. So those buttons, I will say, I was just telling the team this morning when we were testing everything before the workshop, those buttons to me are really confusing. There's too many buttons, too many of them are solid colors, and really what we want you to do if you're in the white label version is use the social planner instead of like clicking on anything else. So if you click on done, it will automatically get saved to the social media planner. So that's the good news. If you accidentally click on done instead of the social media planner, it will just push it in draft mode and keep it saved in your social planner. Okay, but just in terms of the buttons, I think we need to clean that up. So we're going to be actually working on cleaning some of this stuff up that we just noticed this morning. We're going to clean that up, take your feedback today. Obviously some of the bigger ones where you want to upload images, that's not going to come out today, but just some of the UI cleanup stuff we're going to fix, and then we'll probably email you guys out tomorrow with everything. But in answer to your question, so there's going to be, just so you know, a done button here as well. Okay, so the done button is just going to reset and it's going to take you back to the social media post module. So if I'm in the social media module and I'm here in this, let's say I'm in the last, so if I say, yes, I'm sure, now at the bottom, there's a done button, but what we're going to do is add a social media planner button here as well, because to me, this is confusing that it takes you to the bottom and you have to scroll back to the top to find the social planner. So we're going to put the social planner down here. It's going to be up here. It's going to be up here. It's going to be everywhere. Okay. You just want to at least click on either done or social media planner, and then it'll take you into the social media planner. If you come back, if you navigate back into the social media module without clicking done here, you will still see this. Okay, so you won't be able to go back in and edit anything. So you'll see that I can't go back in. But if for whatever reason you want to come back into the social media module and see where you left off, you'll see this. Once I click on done here, it will reset and take me back to the beginning of the social media post with all the fields reset. If you're in the social planner, we are going to be adding that done button here. That will do the same thing. It will reset the social media planner module, or not planner, social media content module, and then take you back to that module with all the fields reset. Does that answer your question? Okay, awesome. If we want to edit it after it's gone into the social media plan in HighLevel, we need to delete it and go back into HeyLevi and edit it there. You won't be able to edit it. Unfortunately, just again, because of the way this works, it's hard to go back and edit it in the social media thing. So what you could do, let's say you've scheduled something, you've pushed it into the GHL planner, and now you want to change something. Actually, Kunal, I'm not sure if this is true, the next thing I'm about to say. And actually, Maha, if you're here, you use this a lot more than I do. I think you can go, let's try it. I think you can go into the social media scheduler and edit it here. So this is the HighLevel social media scheduler, not the heyLevi one. So it's letting me edit it here.
Yes. in HighLevel, until it's posted, it lets you edit it.
Yeah, it's coming in with all of these tags. I don't know if we can remove that, so it's easier for folks to edit. But this doesn't actually show up in your post. But yeah, you can edit it here. So if you really wanted to edit it, you could edit it in GHL. If you're like, oh, I need to scrap that and just post about something totally different, you can delete it here in GHL and then go back and create more content in heyLevi. And let me know if that answers your question. Dominic, in the social media planner, when you select the time to post, how do we know what time? It's using the time zone of your sub account. So whatever you have in your, is it profile or sub account? But whatever, the default setting in. So when you send emails, same thing, right? It's taking the time zone from, do you remember? Is it the profile or the sub account? The business profile or the, you're forgetting too. Yeah,
There, no, so
it's one of those, whatever the email thing does.
it is supposed to take that. It was a bug. I
Oh.
don't know if GHL has fixed that, but somebody else had also pointed out in the last dev council that the social planner API does not honor time zones sometimes. And again, it's a sometimes thing.
Well, there
so
you go.
It's supposed to take the time zone of the account, but
As long as it's working in GHL, it'll work here. I'm just going to leave it at that. Glenn, did you have a question?
Yeah, just quickly, I'm sorry, I was distracted on answering a quick question somewhere else, but you guys were just talking about watermarking on images and such. So just to keep this really short, I'm in a very, very specific B2B niche where I deal with franchises. And so, we get content from the franchise, we get content from other vendors. There's things that we try to repurpose. I'm not using, I just left, I'm still with HighLevel technically, but I'm using Publer now back for social media again. And I have to figure out what direction to go in. But the challenge is it's too limiting. Like with their watermarking, you have just one default area you watermark, but if you upload certain images that happen to have other content in that area, you're going to have one image overlaying something on a template from another piece of content that you have. You can't decide by an individual CSV upload or an individual set of files upload that for these images use the watermark in this location versus that location. There's just not enough variation. And we're just trying to do things at scale. We have 10,000 users. So, anything you can do, and I need to dive more into your product, but the reality of it is anything you can do to make, more flexibility in those kinds of things, because it's not in HighLevel. It's just not there, and especially in the B2B space that I'm in. But so again, just leaving you with a concept. Just if there's stuff you can do on your end that's easier to implement, that then if you're just using the API to pull it over, and I can meet the needs of my customers better, I'm more apt to adopt those solutions and those platforms and products.
Okay. Glenn, would you mind doing me the same favor that I asked Eric as well? But can you send me an example or a couple of examples of the kinds of watermarks that you currently work with and what you wish you could do with it? Like, just send me examples so I have a visual.
I can show you the Loom from Publer or something. I mean, again, it's not the perfect solution either, but yeah, I'll be happy to share that stuff with you.
Awesome. Yeah, if you can just email us at help@heylevi.ai, and then if you want to jump on a
Okay.
call, like I would rather I can't send you the Loom, but I can show it to you on a Zoom.
Okay.
Get you my booking link and we can do that as well.
One thing I will throw out there, and I used to do this when I was in automotive, is that there are softwares out there that will bulk edit images and also extend or reframe the image so that you can have a consistent place to put a call to action, a logo, or whatever. It's a common problem with social media schedulers that they usually default to one place. It's just how almost every social media scheduling platform does their watermarks. And I used to use, I think it's still around, Faststone. It's a free software. You basically, it does it in bulk. You throw all your images in there, and then you can tell it to extend the image or add pixels to the image. And that way you have a consistent block to where you can put whatever it is you're wanting. Because we did it for, you think of when you go to an automotive website, they all have that banner at the bottom. Problem is if we're importing from another dealer, we might transfer photos, their photos might be different. And so we always had to find a quick and easy way to bulk edit a bunch of images, hundreds, and have a consistent place for a logo or a call to action banner, whatever it may be. So that's something I would suggest you look into, at least in the time being.
Yeah.
So it's a common limitation of just about every social scheduler.
Yeah, I can imagine. And the one you recommended is Fastone, Fastone. Is that how you spell it?
Fast Stone. It's an old software. It's an old Windows software. It's nothing fancy. It is like Windows XP style. It'll work on any Windows machine. I'm sure there's a Mac equivalent out there. But there's a lot of free software out there that you can do bulk image editing, to where you can do naming conventions, you can resize, or crop photos, whatever you need to do to get them to fit into your particular use case.
Okay.
Yeah, so Faststone, they have several little freebies. So
yeah, well,
Before I forget, I do want to add one thing. We just found
they
another
can
bug.
hear you from there too.
I was just gonna found this small bug that's being fixed right away. The HTML tags that you just saw, what Ruhin showed, apparently they're being carried forward to the social platform. So we're just pushing a fix where those are stripped out before we actually post it. So if you already scheduled something to go out later, I would go edit those and remove those manually for now, or regenerate them later. But we should have that fix going in another 10-15 minutes.
So basically, if you are I think it's actually a little confusing that our social media scheduler looks so much like GHL's now.
Yeah, so you
I'm
see
like, where am I?
so go back to GHL.
Yeah, this is GHL. It's loading. Okay, so you're saying what now?
Edit. Just remove. You see all of those HTML tags?
Yeah, that's what I was pointing out earlier.
Yeah, so it renders nicely here, but when it's being posted through GHL, it's taking the HTML tags. So it's getting posted with the HTML tags. So
Oh my
what
gosh,
you see
okay.
on Facebook is you'll see this text exactly, including the HTML tags. And so we're gonna remove the HTML tags from our side. So unfortunately, some formatting will break. So we'll add line breaks, but anything that's like bold or italics and stuff, that's gonna break that. GHL's the way it's pushing it is not honoring it.
This is new though. This was working when we tested it, but now it's suddenly doing it with this.
I don't know what's happened, but we're gonna remove that for now. Otherwise, your post is gonna look.
GHL decided to make changes to their API and social planner because they knew we were going to do this workshop today.
they never do that. They never change anything in their API. What are you talking about?
They always change
Totally
things and they never
totally
test
being
anything.
sarcastic.
That's why I'm not using it anymore for that.
Thursday, the big push day. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we need to have our workshops on Wednesdays, so we look good. We will, just so you guys know, whoever's here, we'll fix all these bugs that we just discovered today. We'll post on the Facebook group. You'll get an email. We won't send out the replay until we have all the bugs fixed, so that you have one email that has everything in it, let you know that we fixed all the bugs. Good for you guys to use it. You'll have the replay and everything to reference back as well. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Mark. Eric, you have another question?
Yeah, one of the things in the GHL social planner, you can put in an initial comments along with the post, which is sometimes important, like if you want to have a link for a call to action or something like that. Is there a way to do that in the heyLevi social post?
So this is a call to action that you add to all of your posts?
No. It's so if you're doing it in GHL, you can add you have your post, but then you can also add a comment that it'll post with it.
Oh, you can't do that in heyLevi. I did hear someone say you can do that in HighLevel. So you're saying that is possible in HighLevel?
Yep.
HighLevel, they don't have an API for that.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be nice though. I know the whole posting comments with the post thing has been working really well. So
I mean, that's what I never understand. I mean, quite frankly, if I had a chance, I would fire that guy who's in charge of development at GHL because they just screw things up left and right and they don't plan things out well. And if you're going to have a API to the social planner, it should have the capability of doing the functionality that is in the social planner.
Eric, you would be standing at the end of a very long line.
Oh, I know. I remember having.
This is a conversation Kunal and I have almost every day.
I know. I mean, I remember having a discussion with Sean 5 years ago about autosave and the funnel builder. Because it's a native feature in Vue.js, and that's what it's written in. And Sean literally said, "Oh yeah, we wrote out that line of code because we had users that didn't like autosave." So it only took 5 years for them to put it in. I mean, it's just some of the stuff is just so ridiculous.
I will tell you on the comment side, the reason it's not in there is because it's not supported by all platforms. And so it gets a little complicated when you're trying to create that endpoint that isn't applicable to all platforms. So depending, it would be on a conditional basis that you could even utilize it.
Well, but I told him at the very beginning, why don't you just put a toggle in the business settings of whether you want to turn it on or not, and put in whatever the rules are regarding that. But I mean, again, it doesn't matter. The fact is that every day they upload things, they don't test it, and it's very infuriating sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
Come
it
to the
sounds
town
like
halls. That's all I can tell you.
They don't even have scopes in the APIs. Half the times you don't know what you're posting to. It's impossible.
Come to the town halls. That's the best thing you can do. We talked about you the other day, Glenn.
I know you did.
We actually fought for you in a town hall the other day.
I know. I've given up. I've given up on the whole company thing at this B2B product with this. It's not possible.
All right. Well, to your specific question, Eric, when the API lets us do it, we will definitely let you know. You will have to do, surprise, surprise, the V2 migration again, but we will have that for you as soon as the API allows us to do it. I know we're well past time, Dominic. I'm more than happy to stay on and answer your question, but for anyone who needs to hop off, thank you so much for joining us. We will keep you posted on the bug fixes from today, the replay from today, and the next workshop as soon as we have that scheduled. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions that come up later, you know where to find us, help@heylevi.ai. Just reply to any of the emails that we've sent you. Lots of ways to get a hold of us. So please keep us posted as you start to use some of these newer features. Let us know if you love it, hate it, have suggestions. We want to hear all of it. All of it. So please keep us posted. And thank you for being here. Dominic.
Yes, is there I was doing this as you were teaching it, and it is phenomenal, quite frankly. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. In looking at this, though, it's created all this content to post, but I don't see a way to bulk schedule all the postings, the scheduling of the postings. It seems to me I got to drag each one over, and then I've got to select some attribution as to what I wanted to do and when I wanted to do it and where I wanted to go. Is there a way to do that in bulk?
That's a really good question because we spent a lot of time going back and forth on that on our team when we were trying to design this whole thing out. And what we came to, and again, if you have a different way of doing it, if you can show us, we're more than happy to make that happen. But we just felt like it gives you more control to really see where each bucket, each post is going, and you can quickly drag and drop them onto the calendar. Versus if it auto schedules, you don't know what you've done and you've edited and what has just been done automatically, and it was causing us a lot of confusion. So
may I show you what I'm talking about?
Yes, please.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. There we go.
Okay. Here's my suggestion for you. I think we can have our cake and eat it too here. Over here on the right, it created all this content. So I was dragging these over one at a time. So we can take this one here as an example. If I click on it to edit it, I can edit where I want it to go. right? Like this. Get out of here, select the time, save it, post it. I still got to select the time again for some reason.
Jonathan, I don't know why, but Zoom just kicked me out, told me that that Zoom crashed and that the meeting was over, and then it put me back in here. So I'm glad to see that you guys are still here. But I apologize. Can you just go over that one more time because I missed it all?
Sure. So if I come over here to, you can see how there's a ton of them here that are created. Prior to putting it on the calendar, you select where you want it to go as an example.
Mm-hmm.
You select the time you want it to happen. You save it here, and then you just drag it right on over here. And then you have to select the time for some reason a second time. Is there a reason for that? That's the first question.
Okay, that is a bug. So team
Okay.
Maha, if you can make a note of that, I think that's the same thing we were looking at this morning, where it doesn't save the time if you go into edit. So
then if I come back over here, what I've noticed is, okay, the time is still missing here and I have to set it here again, or it's using some default. But here's my main question is, it would be nice if there was a button we could click here. Let's say we wanted to do this, we wanted to drag these over to different days, but we wanted the default of the information. We don't have to edit it on every one. We want to default the social media accounts and default the time. That's when you're doing 100 of these, that takes quite a bit of time. Is there a way to just set a default for that?
no, but we will have one because we were literally just talking about this morning, and it's a great suggestion. So
Okay,
yes.
super, thanks. I'll get out of your hair. Thanks.
No, that was great. Thank you for bringing it up. It was definitely something that we were talking about just this morning. So I know that the team is already working on it. So yeah.
Thank you. Great, super, really impressive.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Anybody that we didn't get to, again, we're happy to hang out and make sure that all of your questions are answered. I know we're well over time, so I want to be respectful of your time as well. You guys are talking about summer and the pool, so I don't know if I'm missing a question here.
Yes, while you read those, I'll add one more thing. So the web
Talk louder,
search and the file upload is also available in the custom GPT custom prompt thing. So you can almost replace OpenAI's custom GPTs inside heyLevi now. There's one functionality that doesn't work, which you can do.
Kunal, you'll have to talk louder because you're using my mic, but hopefully you guys can hear him. He's basically just talk louder from there. What he's saying is, if you guys are aware of the custom GPT function that we used to call custom prompts instead of heyLevi, I know some of our OG users here know about it, but for the newer ones, if you're still here, because I know we are way past our time, but we have a way for you guys to upload your own custom prompts, and really it's like custom GPTs just for specific sub accounts or feature tiers in your agency, so you don't have to reveal your prompts to them. So what Kunal is talking about is, I'm so zoomed in that I can't find anything right now. Where's my?
This is.
Oh, this is GHL. Okay, we really need to do something about how similar these are. But what Kunal is talking about is if you go into your agency settings and you go into, where is it, feature tiers, and you go into one of your tiers. So this can be done on a tier level. If you just have one feature tier, that's fine. You can just do it there. But you'll see something called custom prompts. Okay, it gives you a custom prompts template, which is basically just a CSV file, nothing sexy or fancy at all. But it will show you how you can pull in custom values, just to use GHL's terminology, from your brand playbooks in heyLevi, from your offer playbooks in heyLevi, how to pull those things in into your custom prompts, right? So that's the part that really makes this a lot more powerful than building custom GPTs in ChatGPT, is that you can actually pull in those details from each sub-account's playbooks in their account. What Kunal is also saying is you can also, the two things that we just talked about today, which in Brainstorm AI, you can upload docs. You can now do that in your custom prompts as well. And the web search functionality, again, as long as you are not using any of the search preview models, in your agency settings, all of that will work in your custom prompts. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
That's it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So looks like we got through all of the questions. Anything else before we wrap this up? Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I know it's like 2 hours later. Yeah, let's make it a lunch workshop with some sandwiches and drinks. I think that's what we're gonna put in our email. So instead of just saying, hey, grab your favorite beverage, we're gonna be like, grab your sandwiches, grab a porta potty. Cool. Well, that looks like all the questions that we answered. So thank you guys again for hanging out with us. And for those of you that stayed all the way to the end of this 2-hour workshop now, appreciate you guys, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you.